Alright. So previously I gave you the matchup between abs and combos against each of these two decks, that is Naya and black-white tokens, and now this is the match between them, actually, without my participation, which will be processed now via the commentary. I haven't actually seen through the whole match yet, so that'll be my first observation of it. Basically, you can check the black-white tokens deck list in the description, and then also see more videos with each of these two decks in the casual playlist. Alright, seems like both are going for mulligan for blind 7 first. Both are basically tempo decks, so they kind of want a bit more explosive draws and starting hands. Especially the Naya deck. The black-white tokens actually can or should rather act as mid-range in this matchup, as basically as a control deck with good creature trades and board wipes and value from planeswalkers and the like. Right, I see Stonecloaker in Naya's hand, but some issues with mana. Perhaps just one land and not a fetch or a duel. So that's blind 6. Now for Naya. So tokens kept the second 7 as the mulligan rule works in this format. Well, basically right now it's like an EDH or commander. Same mulligan rule. Yeah, that's a lot of shuffling. Basically, I like both decks. The Naya build has some questionable card choices, but somehow it works. But not so much against grinder decks, actually. So if you hit proper interaction throughout their curve, the Naya deck will definitely struggle. But at the same time, it might surprise you with Safekeeper as well. There should be more than one game in here for sure. And this looks like the first one's gonna be an on-game, so to speak, because, well, that looks like blind 5 to me on the right side. On the Naya part of the match. So let's see. I wouldn't say it's definitely a given, but let's see. Well, yeah, Talia, the 2-mana one, might go a long way. Here, Sacred Foundry and the Horizon Canopy, so the mana is gonna work. Question is whether this hand's gonna be aggressive enough. Well, no 1-drop though. Pull out a Delta Pass. Well, the tokens deck doesn't really have that many 1-drops actually, except for removal. There, of course, discard spells and the like. Alright, so here's a Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, I suppose there is some duel that produces green in that tokens deck. There's gotta be some way to fetch green source. Okay, here there's a okay, so there was a basic forest last turn, not the canopy, and now he's dropping the canopy, but of course he doesn't want to use it if he doesn't have usage for it this turn. And that's the Voltaic Brawler, something like that. Pretty decent, aggressive 2-drop. The big part of it is trample, actually. Yeah, I think it only gives 1 energy when it enters, so you can only use it once. But smashing with it is a for free trampler. That's a big deal. I think it's decent to drop even for a deck that doesn't actually produce or use energy that much outside of it. So by default, it's actually okay. Right, so he fetches up Godly Shrine end of turn with the Delta. Tapped. There's no green source. Imagine if the Death Ray is gonna stick in play for a while, he would want to have the green source against Naya, I would imagine. Right, so... Okay, so he's tucked on 2 lands and he's put his own Talia, but that's the 3 mana one. And yeah, so non-basics will enter tapped and creatures will enter tapped. That is, it's a 3/2 with first strike, but the 2 mana Talia also has first strike and it's a 2/1, so yeah. But you definitely don't want to attack with the Brawler this turn, I imagine. Unless there is some pump spell or some removal. Is that Arc Trail? Don't know if that was a top deck or he had it. Maybe he had it. Pretty good card in this matchup. So many good targets. You can, you know, shoot for some token and finish off some Planeswalker as well. So lots of good use for Arc Trail. What is he gonna go for? Okay, it takes 1 pain from Horizon. Can be. Oh yeah, right, because the Arc Trail is gonna actually cost 1 extra because of Talia, so it's actually 3 mana. Right, now he has to get through. And tokens are already at 10. That's not a great number. That is definitely not a great number. Okay, 3 mana, and that's a Nighthawk. That could help out a bit. At least Talia now is like kept at bay. So what is Delta has been already exiled last turn. I mean the turn before that. That means if there won't be any cracking of canopy or some fetches on the opponent's side, then yeah, getting to cast some good roadblocks would be pretty tough. Oh yeah, the Brawler actually, what is it? You get energy back if you attack? Or was it that you didn't use the pump ability last turn? Okay, so easy Blossom in defense. I don't know if I would actually block there. I think I would have blocked Prowler even because it looks like something was up. So if there was a defense, at least you get to gain some life. But well, Brawler was pumped and it had trample, so it was a 4/3 trample. Yeah, it still gained 2 life. So and you take 1 from trample, so you go +1 life and get rid of the Brawler no matter what. Even if there's defense, just because of Death Touch, but because of first strike on Talia, that probably was a bad block. Okay. Because of some clunky draws on the black-white side, so the mulligan to 5 actually worked out, it seems. Just some good curve out and solid beats. Yep. I haven't extracted from a friend like the deck list for these Naya deck yet, but I think by the time I will publish it, I'll try to deduct it. Probably make you wait a bit more, but you will have the list right away once you actually see this tape in your newsfeed or in your group, at your page. Right, so blind 7 again. Seems like for both players again. Well, yeah, as you can see, they do matter. And if you know what you're up against, I think it makes sense to aggressively mulligan for fast hands. But tokens doesn't necessarily need a fast hand, but it needs answer pact or cheap creatures heavy hands. This Naya actually doesn't have a huge amount of removal, so that means that relying on creature trades is a solid strategy. Right, so that's second blind 7. Looks pretty good to me so far. I suppose he would keep that. Okay, tokens actually go to blind 6. Let's see how that will work out. Can't quite see his starting in. Starts off with a J-pole, that means that he probably doesn't have basic land types in there. Or duels or whatsoever. Okay. Very good one drop from the right side. That could go the distance actually. Demands an answer quite heavily almost right away. Actually, yeah. Okay, the tokens actually in this case are not humans, those are soldiers, so they can actually block the noble. The tree happens, yeah. Pretty good turn for black-white. Second land forest in the Fleeceman line, that's also pretty good. Also demands an answer relatively quickly, because once it gets active, that could snowball. Okay, here's a path. It's a pretty sad path, but it's a necessary one. And then there's that like Black Desert. That's the one I think that puts 2 minus counters. Okay. Let's see if tokens can keep up this interactivity over here. So now what? Okay, fetched up a second forest. Suppose why not? That Zodiac is quite creature heavy and Drake's heavy. Not sure if it even has Eternal Witness. Library is a whole new other story. Is that Yevamaya Hollow? No, I think that's Dust Bowl, which might not be that bad here actually. I would have used it straight away. I wonder what does he have that he actually passed without any play here with 4 mana up. It looks weird to me. Some flashy creature. Alright, so he actually plays Clacky Company in the deck. I just haven't really seen it. Maybe it was a recent addition to the deck. And his deck is it's actually like much better than in my Absent build. because mine is actually relatively spell heavy to run company, and I have a lot of unexciting flips off of it. So what is it? Okay, so he's attempting Tectonic Age actually, and so the company was in response to it, or after that. I think it was after company, just to get rid of the Dust Bowl for good. Is that Veteran Madras? No, that's Mother of Runes and Karizav. So yeah, pretty good flip, I should say, for this matchup especially. Unless there are gonna be a bunch of tokens coming up, but I don't think there will. So what are they thinking about now? Probably just contemplating what to do next. Oh yeah, right. Okay, oh that's crazy. That's a massive turn. So he actually decided to block the token with the Kurizav and just gets super punished for that. Because of Zealous Persecution, so Zav became, what is it, 02, the token 2-2, and the Mother of Runes is out now before she gets to do anything, really. Okay, what's that addition to the board? Cannot quite see it. Oh, it's just Sylvan Library plus the green one drop, the 2-1 that can transform into a bigger threat. Alright, so he obviously didn't block the 1-1 here with the Wolf, and Lingering Souls are ticking up. That's still not very threatening, I should say. And Library could probably provide some value to grind this out, despite a few flying tokens. I think I see an Eladramari's Call. Among those three is that Source to Plowshares, I think, and some lands. But he does have like Wordly Tutor in his hand that he can. Well, he could have gone for it at upkeep, but then again, Library kinda helps out a bit. And then the call actually finds you something right away to your hand if he has another land here, but it's tapped. It's the Corporaline Gorge, I think. So he doesn't have access to double white yet, but I don't think that's gonna matter. What will actually is whether there's something better going on the left side apart from lingering tokens. So okay, flashback. Alright, okay, but Zoo is now, because of the bad board state, is now down to 9, and yeah, facing at least 4 more in the air. Okay, there is a Mind Sensor and the turn, so now he's forced to fetch. In response, might not even, well, he will find it now, but I guess if there was no other good play, Naya deck had to play it out. Yeah, Forked Bolt will be like the best thing ever here, but probably not gonna happen. And then even if you sneak in some damage, it's not gonna accomplish much. You need actually some answers now instead of incremental damage or mediocre pressure. So what's coming up? What are the options? Again, like doesn't decide like to Wordly Tutor. Maybe because there are no like amazing options in this scenario. to fetch with it. Because it's a Zoot, so it doesn't actually have any life gain. Not that much, anyways. Yeah, the wolf like needs 5 to transform, but it's still not gonna be that crazy. I don't think it gets trample. It just gets regeneration, I think. And that's about it. It just becomes like a 4-3 or 5-3 or something, if I'm not mistaken. So what are the options with the library? Probably tough if he's waiting for this long. Okay. So what's happening? I just more or less know the Naya build, and as far as I remember, there is nothing totally amazing to dig for here. There's nothing like Maelstrom Pulse or Coin Truth, just because of the color pipe, but what else could it be? There is nothing like Orge of Pontiff. Well, actually there is Rough Tumble or Fire Spout, I believe. So those are outs, at least. So he can do Spout just on the flyers. I'm not sure. Black-White might be actually hellbent at this point. Playing off the top. So that gives some hope. But I wonder why the choice was so tough. Okay, obviously doesn't draw extra because that's very dangerous. Okay, let's land number 5, just the planes, and now what? Yeah, that's Bloodbraid Elf that hits Aladamri's Call. I suppose he stacked that with the library. But then what could the call get? This is a death, right? Of your own. Wouldn't be the worst, I would imagine. There is some food in the yards, plus you can just trade off the mind sensor, but then it's kinda dangerous if there will be some tutors. Not sure if that was the best candidate, but it gives you some hope and some ability to raise. Yeah, pretty good here, actually. Doesn't pump the creatures, but gives them, as I remember, trample first strike? Something like that. At the very least. And possibly also says that, like, your guys cannot be blocked by tokens, or it does that for himself. Okay, here's 5 back. Down to 4. Himself at 11. Oh, and he's now forced to Damnation, actually, because, yeah, no good follow-ups for the tokens, so might as well make sure he doesn't actually die in 2 attacks, or actually in 1 attack, if there is some crazy top decks you can find from the library. Oh, it would be already almost lethal actually on the crackback. Okay, so now he needs basically some good threat here. It doesn't have to be anything amazing, just some good pressure to look up. Okay, so now he's contemplating whether to use that Worldly Tutor. He basically has like plenty of good targets now once the board is secured. There are a lot of things here. Pretty much anything that gains life or has haste or has good stats. So yeah, he's probably gonna end up playing it on upkeep so that he gets to draw it this turn. He still gets the library then. I think in this spot it's kind of too bad to rely on the library, but he does that because I suppose because the Black-White deck doesn't really have much reach. So not much haste either, so probably this turn is the turn to just library. Okay, that's the Spirit Labyrinth, so players can draw extra cards apart from the draw step. What is that? Okay, that's the free drop that brings a 1/1 Death Touch token every turn. Basically, when you lose it, so it's not like it's gonna bring more than one token at any point, but yeah. Titleist color to check out the hand. Yeah, just to see what's up. The token would still trade with the free one. Okay, so yeah, that's a good response. So that he doesn't get to take it away with this color, because the card he tutors goes on top, not into his hand. Okay, what is he gonna grab now? Because usually when I'm playing against his Naya or when I comment on it, all the tutor choices are normally different between what I would have taken and what he actually ends up taking. Well, he knows his deck pretty well. Voice is just not that spectacular here. Fauna Shaman would be quite alright. Night of Reliquary will be quite alright. Scavenging News wouldn't be that bad to gain some life. I don't know. I don't think he runs anything like Tron or Zigardo or Fractic or Huntmaster for that matter. Okay, opts for the Ooze. It's weird that he didn't actually search up for it earlier. Probably just wanted to keep his options open. That's my guess. In case he needed something specific to answer something on the board. And the problem is that he cannot really attack right now. Didn't quite see what this color actually ended up taking. I think it was something relevant actually. Okay, so he just dropped the Ooze on his turn and passed it. He still could have rearranged the second and third card on top. But he probably knows them actually from the previous turn. Right, so now the desert is put to action. Even though he will save his Ooze with the activations, but it's counters, so it's kind of like neutralized. in case there would be some top deck removal for that free drop that makes all those tokens every turn. But by all those I mean every turn if you don't have it already. Yeah, but still no great attacks, but yeah. I don't know, I think maybe he should have gone for Reliquary, cause then he can fetch up Cossack Wolfrun and try to get through this way with Trample. But this way he makes sure that he will have enough time to draw into whatever, or set up whatever sequence. Okay, he's at 6. Tokens are at 11. Still no good attacks. I don't know what he drew. I think it was Caracas, but so he knew about it from the library and still kept it as the top deck. And that is weird. That is probably weird. Maybe his next card kind of makes him want to have 6 mana on board. I don't get it. So did he just forget the library, or what happened? Or he wanted to draw it but didn't actually play it? Okay, now Caracas is out with the GER's verdict, just to clear the way. And now also Wasteland clears away the Gorge. Probably the Gorge. Okay, in response he uses that mana like to exile something with the ooze, gain a life. Okay, and now he's like thinking about library. Or what is it? Exiling stuff on the upkeep, or end of turn, I guess. Yeah, now he's gonna actually take his turn. He does have library. Ah, no, wait. But does the spirit actually switch it off? I suppose so. Yeah, I guess that's how it works. But can't you still change the order of the top 3? Okay, well, still draws pretty well without rearranging those. So Swords takes away what? Well, something nasty on board, so that only Scholar is left that cannot attack. Okay, I suppose Sword took care of the token producer. Yeah, but Z was struggling, and well, you know, Black-White is actually drawing dry, sort of. Was that DT actually? I think that's Demonic Tutor. Okay, that could mean anything really. But he's short on mana, so only 2 now and 4 next turn. Maybe up to 5. So, like, probably a Shriekmaw or some removal for the Ooze are the best options. Probably I wouldn't have taken Shriekmaw because that adds another creature in the yard. Well, nah, there wouldn't be a gap in between evoke. So something gets delved, I think. Ah no, it's just the ooze is utilized end of turn to exile some lands. Cause might as well, I suppose. But why the lands, though? Afraid of Death Ride or something? Can't be. Cannot be that. Well, now library is like back in action, so he Contemplates between the three top decks. I think he actually drew an extra card there. Yeah. There's the Galactic and the Selfless Spirit, so kinda looking opponent out. Like if opponent cast DT and actually didn't cast anything with 2 mana up, that means probably it's something that costs 4 or more. And possibly non-creature. So could have been maybe some Planeswalker. Okay. They're just like trying to explain to me what's been happening. Don't think there was anything complicated about this board state. Right, I suppose the card that he fetched up, like with DT, he cannot actually play right now, so he still has 1 left in the hand, I guess, that he can cast with the Tegan play. So just drops a land and passes. So that must have been a pretty good read, or rather top deck, that he just slammed out. Okay, Ooze and Selfless are coming, so it doesn't really go well like if you block either of them. Izamaru joins the party. Not all that's relevant, but yeah, when you're drawing dry, etc. So it's pretty hard. So cycling cast out to hit what? Even if he hits like Damnation or something, not only there's Galactic, but there's also Selfless that can protect the board. Yeah, and here's the interesting inclusion, the Gravedigger's Cage, which doesn't actually work with anything. I guess it's just here so that you don't lose so badly to Reanimator attacks, I suppose. Okay, Ooze, it's a few more creatures, so now it's what, with 4 counters? Yeah, so it's a 6/6 now, actually. Yeah, the attack back is almost lethal. I think if you attack with everything, he's forced to block the Ooze, and then you unlock what? I missed that part. I think there was just some glare that prevented me from spotting it. Yeah, close game, back and forth. Neither have been drawing amazingly. Well, Library basically carried away and Naya in here. But yeah, I guess no good draws, and then he just scoops it up. Okay, thanks for watching. Subscribe, check the playlists. Enjoy Highlander, play more Highlander, great format. Until the next sale, bye bye.